Hey, I was just chatting with a friend from college, and we were talking about like population trends in Japan and Korea, and it made me realize something about kind of life here in the U.S. And I just wanted to share that. Um, so what's happening there is their populations are decreasing, right? And that's causing their economies to shrink. So the scary thing about that is, unless their population increases, they're going to face some serious economic issues in the coming years, right? With a smaller workforce to take care of an aging population. And it got me thinking about here in the U.S. Like, in any developed society, this is a challenge that they face. And so, how do we typically deal with it? Is with immigration, right? We just make more Americans, not through birth, but rather just through immigration. And that's a really powerful thing that I think as Americans we really don't think about very much, because for Japan, it's an issue, and for Korea, it's an issue because they're a homogeneous society, right? They have a very, they have a history, they have a culture, and if they bring in others who don't share that history and culture, then they're going to change the nature of what it means to be Japanese and Korean. Whereas in the U.S., our culture is a little bit different. We weren't founded on a specific ethnicity or race or religion. It was founded on a set of ideas. And anybody who comes to this country, all you have to do is accept those ideas. Freedom, equality, individual rights, and you're American. And there is no contradiction between having another cultural identity and an American cultural identity. You can be Korean American, you can be Puerto Rican American, and the list goes on. So, and it's something we take for granted because just being born and raised in it and just accepting this as normal. For the majority of the world, this is not a normal thing. And it makes us very powerful and exceptional in the world, in that we can always increase our population at any time, and we can bring in these new ideas that actually foster innovation, and foster even just sometimes just hard work. People willing to work hard for a better life. People who have lived in difficult times, like the founding fathers of this country. They lived through those difficult times. They lived through oppression, or they live through inequality and oppression, and so now they understand the value of the society, and they contribute and remind us of those things that kind of make it us great. So I bring this up because now we're starting to have like a discussion about what it means to be American. And is it maybe to be American you have to be white, you have to be of a Western, Northern European heritage to be American? And I think that kind of debate does us a real disservice, because one, it really runs contrary to our entire like history. America would not be where it is if it weren't for other groups of people besides white Europeans. The oppression of blacks from Africa as slaves was a horrible thing, but those people who worked, they grew this country. Those Chinese who were brought here as laborers on the rail lines, they also contributed incredibly to our economic success and growth. So to say that this country was only built on white European the forefathers, no, that's not true at all. And the other way it does us a disservice is it denies the very idea of the founders of this country, which is that no, we are not built on ethnicity and religion or race. We are built on ideas, and those are universal. Which is why someone like me, who's my parent and my grandparents are immigrants, and I can take pride in that heritage and that family history, but I can still be American, and I contribute to the society. I can feel like a full-fledged member of the society, which isn't true in the vast majority of countries around this world. And I think it's a real shame if we lose that. Just wanted to share those thoughts. I'm curious to see what other people think and their perspectives. I'm only one person, so hope you'll share your thoughts and add to that conversation. Thanks so much.